the only people that don't hate recruiters are probably recruiters. And honestly, even recruiters hate recruiters. So in this video, guys, I'm going to be talking about why we shouldn't hate recruiters, why we should care about recruiters, and it's a tough sell, so buckle in. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Boyan Naidov. I've been building and running technology teams for 10 plus years. So recruiting and hiring is basically what I do all the time. And I'm going to tell you now why it's important. Okay, let's first talk about why we hate recruiters. Okay, it's a long list, but the top 3, 4 points. One, they ghost your ass. Okay, I'm guilty as charged here. I will write someone and I'll forget about them, or they'll just be so unqualified, I just won't care. And yeah, it's a practice I shouldn't do. I get better at it, but it happens. Recruiters ghost you. 2, recruiters sell you the dream. How many exciting work environments have you found to be lackluster? Okay, we are trying to get you to fulfill this role because that is basically our jobs. Okay, and another third reason that recruiters are hated is we sell you the dream of competitive salaries. Okay, and most of the time the salaries are competing against your bills. So you have a lot of reasons to hate us. You have a lot of reasons to hate people that hire. Even like recruitment processes sometimes are unnecessarily long. Okay, but let's cast that aside. We're not here to speak about what's wrong with recruiting. We're going to speak about what's right with recruiting. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and let's see where it has been, where it currently is, and what I'm thinking about 2025 for recruiting and why it's a good thing for you to care about them. Okay, so recruiting, recent past, very bad, very, very bad. Recent past being like past 2 years. 2023, 2024, lots of layoffs, lots of restructurings, lots of declines. The biggest like recruitment companies are reduced profits by like 80%, 90%. Just Google Hays recruitment and you'll see that they actually, I'm going to do it now for you. Hays recruitment profit declines, profit 92%. You're going to see this thing. 47%. That's, where did I see the 90%? Yeah, its recruitment arm has lost 92% of its profits. Okay, so it's been massive. The industry sucks right now. Prior to that, 2020, 2021, 2022, amazing, booming industry. It was crazy. You put your job out there, you are struggling to find candidates, you are paying arm and leg for a candidate. So in a very short cycle of 5 years, we went from like boom 20 30% year over year growth in recruitment to the past 2 years 20-30% year on year decline in recruitment. So that's led to a bad place for recruiters. Okay, and recruiters, you are their profit. Okay, recruiters make money when companies are hiring. Okay, so they need candidates to fill those roles. So if they're not filling those roles, companies are not hiring. So a proxy of companies hiring is recruitment companies growing. That's why you should care about recruiters. Okay, so we've spoken about the past, we've spoken about recent past. The present right now, we had a huge round of return to the office and restructures. Okay, one, restructures is basically laying off a bunch of people. Too many people got hired, or company expectations of profit or revenue are not where they are, and companies need to meet certain profit targets. They can easily meet that by just laying people off. It's part of the game. It's corporate. Welcome. So restructuring. Okay. Second thing, return to the office. Okay. Big force that is really affecting the labor market, because now you have less opportunities. You are limited geographically to a specific location, whereas before you could hire and find work more easily, more geographically dispersed. So the circle is getting smaller. One, the circle is getting smaller because people are going back to the office, and two, the circle is getting smaller because they are firing people within that circle to make the circle smaller. Okay, so that is where we currently stand. Lots of restructuring, lots of return to the office, and that forces people to quit as well because they don't want to go back to the office. So they're like, listen, you either come back to the office or you quit. And that's another form of restructuring. It's another form of layoffs without doing the layoff, okay, indirect layoff. So you have these forces, the past, the present, all negative. But what does the future look like? What does the future look like? So I'm thinking the future looks like some scared candidates. Inflation, return to the office, wars, growth, no growth, lots of political change this year. What's going to happen next year as a result of those political changes? You know, the return to the office movement is big because mostly the larger corporates and enterprise companies are the ones that are doing a lot of the hiring, and that's where lots of these recruitment companies make their money. So, you know, scared candidates, they don't want to leave their current role. They're like, well, it's a bad market. I don't want to leave. Okay, so recruiters are having a tough time convincing them to leave. Return to the office, we already discussed, gives a smaller pool of candidates for staffing agencies, recruitment agencies to hire from. Okay, return to office, again, reduced number of roles because you have to hire in a specific location. So they're trying to make the most out of that location. They're going to try and make one person do more than two people. Okay, and slow growth. Okay, but even with those headwinds, even with those scary numbers, I think the worst is behind us. I think this cycle was really transformed from like one end of really great to really bad, and now that pendulum is kind of coming into an equilibrium of growth, and that we're looking for into 2025. We're looking for growth, and recruitment companies are your proxy for growth. When you see more recruiters being active, when you see more recruiters in your DMs, that's a really good sign, and you should start to see that already. But definitely looking into 2025, we're looking into growth. And what does that mean for you? Recruitment companies growing, screw them, they ghost you and they make profit still. But outside of that, you should care because it means they're on the hunt for candidates. It means that there's jobs that need to be filled, and it means there's opportunities for you to take. So what are these opportunities? How are you going to take them? I'm going to give you 3 things that you need to do. Okay. 1, your resume and cover letter. That needs to be on point. I was a web developer, build features for a web platform. What the hell is that? Okay. What features did you build? How big was the team that you built it in? What were you responsible for? What is the technology stack that you built that in? What is the outcome of what you built? You build a dashboard. Okay, what does that mean? Don't leave us up to us to connect the dots. Make your resume amazing. I built a user management dashboard that allowed for user roles, allowing business to sell to a new branch of customers, increasing sales by 3% from 300,000 to 309,000. I have no idea if that's 3%. I think that's actually 301,000 is 3%. Public math. But in any case, so that's the kind of stuff that you need to be looking at. It could be 3%, it's 9,000. Yeah, I think I got it right, 309,000. So yeah, show your numbers, show what you've done. Okay, cover letters. A lot of roles don't really do it, but build a cover letter, something short, even a video. A video is an amazing little hack. And then you can reach out to that recruiter or to that recruiting firm or to that hiring company and just say, hey, I made a little video about myself, 30 seconds, can I send it through to you? Yes, boom, record it, send it. Amazing, okay? So that's one thing, is your resume and cover letters. Have that on point. Second thing, your LinkedIn. I know, the Cringe City. You're going to be up in Cringe City. You are going to be Batman of Cringe City, okay? You're going to be all over that show, okay? I want to see content out from you. I want to see a nice profile. I want to see good experience. I want to see recommendations that you have. Recommendations are amazing. Recruiters do a lot of due diligence. When they see that you already have recommendations, 1, that's a great sign for them. It makes their work easier. But 2, they can just reach out to those people and then be like, hey, I saw you gave this guy a recommendation. Was that really honest? what's a bad thing? What would you say is a bad thing about this person? You know, it gives them the ability to do more due diligence more easily on you. Okay, and the easier that it is to figure out if a candidate is a good fit or not, the faster we will get back to you with saying whether you are or not. And if you are, and you're a really good fit, maybe the faster you get hired. Okay, so really get your LinkedIn game. Produce content or share content with your thoughts. Have your CV on LinkedIn, have your contact details on LinkedIn. Be networking on LinkedIn with recruiters, with companies, with other developers in your industry, with other developers with similar experience to you, with other developers that just joined new companies. You can find all of this information on LinkedIn, and you just need to be there. You need to be linked, networking with them. Okay, founders love it when they don't need to pay recruiters for finding candidates, so they want candidates. You know, developers at those companies that are hiring are incentivized to bring in developers to the company, because again, the client, that hiring company doesn't need to pay a recruiter. They can just pay their developer a finder's fee, and then the developer's happy, and your new developer is also happy because they got in through the door the roundabout way. Okay, so they cost less for that company then as well. So really be networking, be working hard, and have your game ready. Okay, game face. Then for the third thing, if you are researching, applying to companies, okay, do your research on that company. Okay, don't apply do this research only when it's a smaller company and only when you can find the hiring manager or someone in that team. Okay, because then you can really find their email, reach out to them on LinkedIn and things like that. Okay, and that's your first set of research. That's more top of funnel. When you are accepted into like a first round, second round interview, things like that, find out who you're interviewing with. Look at their LinkedIn, look at their Twitters, like Google them, do your research on them. You know, be like, oh, you studied in America and Arizona as well? Me too, dude. Where did you study? How was that? Build relationships with the people that you're interviewing. Show that you've put time and effort into it. Look at the company's vision, mission, values. Be like, hey, this value that you guys have, I actually really appreciate it, and it really speaks highly to me because of X, Y, and Z. So get your CV and cover letter ready. Make it beautiful. Get your LinkedIn game strong and research the shit out of companies. Do less research on top of funnel before applications. Once your application is in and you've made it, like for an interview, research like crazy. Research connections you have in common, things like that. Okay. It's really a buyer's market that we're in. Me, the hiring company, I'm flooded with candidates. So I'm not going to choose a 9 out of 10 when there's a 10 out of 10. Previously, I'd stop at the 9 out of 10 and I'd be like, this guy's really great, I'm going for him. Now I'm like, well, I have this great 9 out of 10, but there's this 10 out of 10 right there. I'm going to get him. You know, you have to dot your I's, cross your T's. It's a buyer's market. It's probably going to be a buyer's market for a while. But it will change. The balance will come more towards a bit of both. Sometimes it's buyers for certain industries, sometimes it's sellers. That's you. You know, sellers in AI, in cybersecurity, they don't really, this advice might not even apply to you. You're probably like, what, down market? Like, it's crushing it. So different industries have different things. But make sure, get your LinkedIn, get your CV, get your research great, and you'll do amazing. So yeah, any questions around this kind of stuff, comment. I will leave a link to another video about how to find remote roles here, so you can carry on watching there, and I'll see you guys. Wait, don't go anywhere. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't know if that means anything to you, but it means something to me, so I'd appreciate it.